Nice, man. It's good to meet you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, we were, we are in Cape Town, down in South Africa, and as our consulate, we're part of the Atheist Republic, so we decided, let's meet some new African atheists because people kept telling us atheism is un-African. There's no African atheists. So we said, no, we're going to prove you guys wrong. So I started looking for African atheists from all over the show. And I've been having conversations with people and just to introduce people to you. And you can also, check out the videos of people that we have on our YouTube channel. So this is all about you and, what you guys are doing in Nigeria. So, if you can just give us a brief history of how your organization got started and, maybe tell us about some of the challenges and some of the victories that you have.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you and to the larger atheist community. Atheism is here to stay, especially in the 21st century. People are thinking critically, and over the years, people have been thinking critically. But religion, through its political power, has tried to suppress that through so many means. But today, we have the freedom to speak our minds, especially through social networks. I've been an atheist since 2003. This year makes me an adult as an atheist. And for a very long time, I was a lonely atheist, until social networks came, that I got to connect with others, that I got to know that we were large in numbers. So over the years, we've united as atheists in Nigeria, and we formed several organizations. The one I belong to is the Atheist Society of Nigeria, and
Right.
I'm currently serving as the president. I was the vice president before. I'm now the president because the president resigned, so I took over following the constitutional provision. So ASN was formed in 2017,
Right.
and we've had a rough start, and we have difficulties getting funds. So we have
Yeah.
some few spirited individuals that fund our activities, and due to our uh, unbelief, we are usually plagued with difficulties in getting jobs and facing other discriminations in society
Mm.
because majority of our members are young, upcoming adults, teenagers and young adults. So usually
Mm.
for most of them it's difficult finding jobs and doing well. Some are disowned by their parents. Some, face all kinds of persecutions that may not be new to you. And so it's
Yeah.
usually difficult for us to, raise funds. But as an organization, we have done a little bit of charity work.
Yeah.
We've visited the less privileged. We've donated items to them. We've
Yeah.
organized, like 2 years ago, we organized a yard sale. We donated yards and all that. After generating the funds, we channeled it to charity, and we have a lot of activities planned, but we've not had the opportunity and the capacity to
Sure.
implement some
Sure.
of them. But one of our biggest achievements was hosting a convention in
Ah,
November 2017 in the University of Lagos. And we had about 500 people in attendance. And that
awesome.
was very impressive. I was not the president then, I was just a member. But
Yeah.
I never knew I was going to be the president someday. So, on our path, we want to, permit me to use the word, infiltrate the
Yeah.
educational system. We want to, alongside Dr. Leo Igwe, we want to promote a program for critical thinking across the country
Yeah.
so that across Nigeria, we are not interested in evangelizing atheism. We are interested in getting people to think critically. Our problem is not to have a larger number, but to have a larger number of atheists, but to have a larger number of people who think critically about issues outside of religion, so we could grow as a country. And in most cases, when people start applying critical thinking to their thought process, I think they, in most cases, end up as atheists. So
Exactly.
we've had support from AAI and the International Humanist Association. I forgot to mention that we also have a humanist association in Nigeria.
Right.
And one of our biggest challenges is that the president of that association was arrested last year.
Yeah.
He's also a member of ASN,
Right.
and he was arrested for criticizing Mohammed. So he has been in detention since April 2020, and
Right.
he's incommunicado. They've not allowed him to see his
Yes.
lawyers. Nothing. Right now, as we speak, he's a member of my association. I'm the president, and I have no idea where he is.
Right.
And
This is the case of Mubarak Vala, right?
exactly, exactly.
Yes. The shame of Kano, they say.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Kano is
Is this in Kano, which is a state in Nigeria, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So do
He
they
was
have separate?
arrested in Kaduna, but transferred to
Go
Kano.
ahead.
And that happened just a few days after his wife had been delivered of a baby boy.
Yeah, yeah.
So the child spent his first birthday without his father, and Mubarak Bala is the breadwinner of the family. So the wife is really finding it difficult, and so far so good. AI has helped us a lot, but
Right.
we are really, really, really important.
Yeah.
But we have refused to be voiceless. And beside the case of Mubarak, I think there was something we did in 2018. A particular state in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State, planned to spend taxpayers' money to build a state-owned church, and we sued them for doing that. We went to court in Akwa Ibom State, and of course we lost, and we're
Right.
ordered to pay 500,000 naira. I don't know what the conversion is in dollars,
Yeah.
but with a little calculation, naira is about 500 or thereabout in dollars. It keeps
Right.
fluctuating.
It's a
So maybe
considerable amount of money in any case. Yeah.
you said
I said it's a lot of money in any case.
yes, yes, yes. So we have we have appealed the case.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things we are doing at the moment,
Yeah.
and we hope that our target is not Akwa Ibom in itself.
Yeah.
Our target is to enforce the secularity of the Nigerian state,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
because it looked more like the country was sliding into theocracy. How can a state
Theocracy.
spend billions, a state that has problems, poverty, spend billions in building a church? From there, we are hoping to go to the north, because the north does even more by building mosques using taxpayers' money. So we want that to stop. And
Exactly.
we even have a more terrible case of governments sponsoring pilgrimages.
What?
The Muslims do it, the Christians do it too, just to
Yeah.
balance the whole thing. And for us, that's a waste of state resources. Our
Exactly.
constitution is clear that Nigeria is a secular state, and no
Yeah.
state can adopt an official state religion. It doesn't matter whether or not the people in the state are 100% in one
Yeah.
particular faith. The
Yeah.
constitution doesn't allow anybody to adopt a state religion.
Yeah.
And
You see,
it's
but this
one
is the
thing.
the thing that I found, in my experiences, as soon as religion, anybody with any religion realizes they can take that first trespass, they will keep on trespassing, and we need
Exactly.
people to be to have an opposition. If there's no opposition, they will just keep on trespassing and walking all over everybody. So this is it's a very important thing. Like if you have a secular government, there needs to be an opposition. People that can challenge them and say, look here, this is not in line with our principles and in line with our laws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is what we
Yeah.
hope to achieve. And
Yeah.
I don't know, how is it with you in South Africa?
Well, we are in the same position, where we have got, South Africa's got a very strong heritage, colonial heritage, with the Judeo-Christian values that came in here, and it really, how can I say, it took over that rich African culture and diversity, and just poisoned everybody with this Christian religion. So it is a secular country in terms of the constitution. The constitution also is secular. Government has no place in any religion or anything like that. But as we know, or with all African leaders, like they have to profess their religion from wherever they stand, in order to make themselves seem pious and upstanding members of society. Yeah, I mean, like we've recently had, our ex-president was sentenced to a very long prison sentence, and he was supposed to report there, but all the different factions within, because he's of a specific tribe. So everybody who's part of that tribe, special regions towards the east and the north of the country, people started rioting and looting, and it was a very big mess, in the news. But things seem to have calmed down now. People's tempers have calmed down. The president addressed the nations, and it's still, it's still all the touch and go, but things are calmer for the better, at least.
I saw the news on
Yeah.
wondering how safe is the country at the moment.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We are very fortunate that, excuse me, the area where I live is towards the southwest of the country. So it wasn't really in that hotspot where all that, all that rioting and things were going down. But in terms of religion is still, it's a very big part of people's identity, and I think they've taken it on as a cultural identity, as well as as being a religious identity that they adopt, and I don't remember who. I think it was. I keep on referencing this quote, but I never remember who said it. I think it was Desmond Tutu who said it. I'm not 100% sure. He said, when the missionaries came to Africa, we had the land and they had the Bible. We closed our eyes to pray, and when we opened our eyes, we had the Bible and they had the land. So yeah, I mean, like, wherever I can get the opportunity, like, I just want to be a voice to oppose that, because the days of religion being in charge is over. It's slowly starting to die out, and wherever we can, make that change happen more or faster, like, I want to be a part of that movement. So whatever we can do, we try to do. But it's a slow process. Like, people don't change their minds overnight. It's not like you can give somebody a magic pill or tell them an argument and all of a sudden they become an atheist. Like, it's an inside job. People need to go through a transformation themselves, which I'm sure you're also familiar with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. The problems we have are almost African wide, and beyond the deep attachments to religion that we experience. Our continent is plagued with extreme superstition.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to get out of it is through the promotion of critical thinking.
Yeah,
I'm looking at us African atheists uniting with one another
yeah,
and finding a way to create a force where we
yeah.
constantly. Do you watch this particular show, Mythbusters?
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah,
By it used to be hosted by Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman.
yes, yes, yes. Now I'm familiar
I
with the show.
Okay, I was thinking of doing something like that, but I hadn't the resources and
Yeah,
where we could just challenge some African myths. The
yeah,
ones that are popular here in Nigeria, which I believe may be popular too in your country,
yeah.
are the ones about money rituals and
Yes,
uh, and then spiritual fortifications from
right,
guns and other weapons.
right,
I don't know
right.
if you have such superstitious
We've got,
beliefs.
I mean, this is not my cultural identity, so I'm really speaking from ignorance. But I know that we have, traditions of witch doctors, especially. There's a lot of witch doctors, especially in informal communities. Like not the formalized settlements. In informal settlements, there's a lot of witch doctors. And general superstition, like you said, like there's a big I think there's a cultural aspect to it as well. Like we have got 11 official languages, in a very small country. So there's a very rich cultural diversity that goes from region to region. In the Western Cape, we have got the majority of African people here are more or less migrants from the region of Eastern Cape, I think. Yes, the Eastern Cape. They've got a different cultural identity to the people in the next province, and in the next province there's another different cultural identity. So but superstition is rife, like you say. It's and then you blend that African tradition with the with the church pastors and everything, and you get people like Alfred and Cow that resurrects the dead people. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was
Yes.
such a bad production. Oh, I'm telling you. No, no, we grow crazy African pastors here in South Africa as well. We grow crazy ones.
Yeah.
Mm.
The case about pastorpreneurs is worse with us. We
Uh,
have the richest pastorpreneurs
uh,
with the biggest churches in the world, and they also contribute in promoting superstitious beliefs.
yeah,
Always talking about enemies. Yeah, doing that keeps a lot of Nigerians away from seeing issues how
yeah,
they are and believing that somewhere, somehow, a spiritual force is determining how things are. So it keeps people away from being responsible. And that's a belief we need a system of thought we need to break
yeah,
to replace with something better. And beside that, our people here have a lot of beliefs in witchcraft, especially in the rural areas where some don't just believe that people die. They're always thinking so and so and so person killed so and so. There are instances where they will take those beliefs to the extent of attacking the perceived killers.
right.
A man or a woman, mostly women and children and the old, will be accused of killing a particular person. Without anything, they will go pop. In some instances, kill. In some instances, maim the person. And Dr. Leo Igwe has been doing a good job in trying to fight this particular trend in the country. But then, like they say, a tree can. I believe we should unite as atheists in Africa
Mm,
to see
mm,
how we can, because There may be some regional disparities, but I think our problems are similar across the
Exactly.
continent.
Exactly.
So we can only achieve that by uniting.
Exactly. This is something that I'm also very passionate about is community building. You know,
Yeah.
whenever you put a group of people together with like-minded interests, they just get things done. You know, it's part of the human spirit to build things and to progress our cause. You know, so I think I just want to be in the position where I can facilitate getting people together, because as long as you can get people together and they all have the same goal, people are going to make it work. And that's why I'm very happy to see communities of atheists in every single African country that I've searched. There is an atheist group here, an atheist group there, free thinkers here, secular humanists there, and everybody has the same basic drive, to build a community of people, because atheists are marginalized, not only
Highly.
even in in Western countries, but especially in Africa.
Yeah.
People tend to look at us with superstition, like whenever you tell somebody here in South Africa that you're an atheist, you immediately the eyes go like this. It's like what's happening? And we just want to normalize it. We want it to be normal for people to say, I don't believe in gods, I don't believe in any of that superstition, any of the tribal nonsense. And we want people to be accepting of that. And the only way, it's like when you've got a plaster stuck on your skin from a cut, you just have to rip it off. And because if you pull it slowly, it hurts. It hurts when you pull it off slowly. So just one rip and take it off. And we want to normalize atheism by having these conversations, exposing people to African atheists with strong opinions, with strong voices. Wherever there's an opportunity for you guys to collaborate with us, or when we find something that happens, when you hear something about Mubarak Bala's case, please drop me an email or just send me a WhatsApp, and we can set up something and just have some screen time. So people need to be aware of these things, and if we don't raise the awareness, it's not going to be mentioned by any of the news outlets. So we need to tell our stories, because as Africans, we are storytellers. We are storytellers in our communities, we are storytellers within our families, and there's a very rich history of storytelling in Africa. And if we can tell the stories of those people, then people will know about them, and they won't be forgotten, and they won't be pushed aside. I'm very glad to have met you, and I think we are definitely going to hear more from the Atheist Society of Nigeria. When you guys have got events, also please get in touch with us. We can get our members, to attend. I know you guys do virtual events as well, so I'm looking forward to some collaboration with you guys.
Thank you so much. Before I go, let me just ask two questions. One is off our discussion. The other is
Yeah.
within. Question one is do you have an association in South African atheists?
I
Because
am
we
sure there.
collaborate with Ghana.
Yeah, there are organizations, but we are part of the Atheist Republic, which is an online community.
Okay, I
Um,
know it. I know it.
it's mainly a Facebook-based organization, and we've got a couple of hundred members in here. But I know that there are definitely, you know, um, uh, humanist and atheist societies and groups here in Cape Town. I haven't really been in touch or reached out to any of them, to answer your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the second question, just outside our discussion, is South Africa a federal republic?
Federal, I don't think so. When you say federal, you mean the laws are made in a capital. I think we are a provincial republic. I'm not exactly sure. You catching me
Okay,
off
wait,
guard?
let me just define
Yeah,
federalism
define it for me, and I can tell you whether we are or not.
to make it simple. In a federal republic,
Yeah.
there are at least two levels of government that are
Yes.
constitutionally recognized. So the roles of each of the tiers of government
Mm,
have constitutional definitions.
right. I think we just have one. We have one constitution, and then we have several. We have nine different regions within the country. But all of the regions in the country have to adopt the constitution. It's not like there is a difference. You can't. If the law is something in one part of the country, it's the same in the other part of the country. It's not like there are
Definitely,
different.
there are federal laws, but then
Yeah.
within the constitutions, there are functions that are delegated to the federal government alone or the central government, and then
Yes.
there are functions that are delegated exclusively to the
To the
sub-regional
region.
government,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
then
Exactly.
others that are performed concurrently.
Yes. No. We are like that. Yes.
Okay, so things like currency, defense, etc., are exclusively handled by the central government.
Correct.
While
Yes.
things like education, agriculture are
Those are
handled
local. Yes.
when there are local issues.
Yeah.
In Nigeria here, issues like chieftaincy,
Right.
issues like local government administration are
Yeah.
left residually to the subnational government. Is it
Right.
like that in South Africa?
Yes. Yes. The each region basically has its own. I don't know. I think you call them cabinets, or I'm totally out of the loop with that. But each region has got its own central area that body that governs that region, but then they all are represented in the capital in the state. They all have to
Oh,
report
okay.
back to it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So is it the same principle in Nigeria?
Yes, yes, yes. We're a federal republic.
Yeah, and I
Um,
guess like Kano is the one where there is a. I can't remember if this is correct, but I read something that there is a majority of Muslim
yes.
in Kano, and that's why they want to have things go according to Islamic law, and they want to
Yes.
overrule. I get it now. I get it now. And
Yes.
this is also the area where Mubarak Bala is being captured. So he's being held under those specific laws.
Exactly.
But do those laws fit into the Nigerian constitution, or have they?
No.
So they've
They,
created their own set of laws.
they don't. But those guys there have been trying effortlessly, fruitlessly over the years to make their region, the northern part of the country, is
Yeah,
majorly Muslim.
right.
They are trying their best to see how they could implement Islamic theocracies.
The
So
Sharia law or something.
Sharia laws within their regions, within their
Right,
states.
right, right.
So to an extent, they do enforce them because almost over 90% of the people there are Muslim. So it's
Right,
easy for them to implement such.
right.
But then
There's
the
not a lot of
constitution of the
resistance. Yeah,
country does not
yeah,
permit that.
right,
So
right.
and we are relying on the constitution of the country to fight for him.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just the situation now.
That's crazy, man. And is there at least a team of lawyers and legal minds working on trying to get Mubarak out of the
Yes,
situation?
yes, we have.
And what is the progress on that? On that front. Do you have
They
any?
are not allowing our lawyers access to him. And
So
there's
how are
so
the
much.
lawyers going to prepare a case if they don't have access to the client?
That's the difficulty we are having.
Yeah, yeah,
And we planned a protest last year, but due to COVID
yeah,
preventive measures, we couldn't stage those protests.
yeah.
And we had so many challenges, but we are thinking if they continue detaining him, it will get to a point where we would have to protest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's difficult. It's you know, you feel like I feel so outraged, you know, when I read about you know what Mubarak Bala's been going through, but then you also realize your hands are tied. You know, like there's not much that you can do
Exactly.
except create awareness and have these conversations with people. And yeah, it's a difficult situation to be in.
Exactly. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll share my broadcast on the first anniversary
Yes.
with you.
Yeah. No, do that. Do that. We can also.
Maybe if you could help us spread the message, we would appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We must just create awareness. You know, like that's what we can do from our side at this stage. You know, I can also, you know, I can also get in touch with the guys, you know, who handle the entire International Atheist Republic group, and see if there is maybe some way that we can get some exposure from our side, you know, to our member base as well to create awareness. But yeah, I mean, like if you guys are going to do something like an anniversary stream or something, you know, just hit me up and I will definitely forward this on to her.
All right. Thank you so much.
Excellent, man. It's been great meeting you. Thank you so much for for meeting with us and sharing your journey and everything with us here in Cape Town. And yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you too for offering me the opportunity.
No, you're very welcome. We'll talk again soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.